I've managed to recover from a near molten dose of local hot sauce.
I love chilies.
And after more coconut water and a good night's sleep, I'm off to my next meeting. Along the way, I happen upon the amazing Erawan Shrine. It's a unique outdoor Hindu shrine celebrating Lord Brahma, the god of creation. The nearby government-owned Erawan Hotel was built on a superstitiously bad date in 1956. And locals convinced the builders to also construct this shrine to offset the bad vibes. It's been successfully pulling double duty as a tourist destination ever since. And it's a great opportunity to pay my respects to more local culture. Luckily, this trip has made me an old pro at lighting incense. The shrine seems to be working, as around it have sprung up a number of bustling modern shopping malls and office buildings I've only seen matched in Hong Kong or Singapore. I'm headed to one of those buildings today to meet with William Heinecke.
Hi.
You must be the famous Bill.
How are you?
Eric
Nice to
Kaiser,
meet you, Bill
pleasure to
Heinecke.
meet
Eric,
you,
nice
Bill.
to meet you.
William is the undisputed king of American franchise food in Thailand and greater Southeast Asia.
Do you want to have a seat here?
I'm thinking we're going to go upstairs. We'll take you upstairs.
Oh, that'd be terrific.
All right, good, super.
Oh, this is great up here.
Oh, thank you. Nice to
Really great.
have you here. So.
Thanks. It's nice to be here. So, you're extremely successful now. You're one of the most, if not the most successful expat businessmen in Thailand. From where did you come in the States?
I was born in Quantico, Virginia. My father was a Marine serving on the base there.
So, he was then stationed here.
I lived in Japan, in Hong Kong, in Malaysia, and then in Thailand.
At what age did you leave the States?
I left when I was 3, 4.
So, you didn't know the United States?
No, I don't know the U.S. at all.
Right. So, you're a foreigner.
I'm pretty much a foreigner. When I go to the States, I feel like a tourist.
That's amazing.
And so Thailand was pretty much my home. And so it was, for me, it was the great fear of going back to America to go to university. I'd rather have just stayed here and started working, and that's what I did.
What was your first business endeavor?
Nobody wanted to hire a young fellow without a college education and just starting off. So I really created my own job. And I set up a media brokerage company that did a bit of radio advertising and buying block space and reselling it. And then that kept me busy during the day. And then I thought, well, what should I do at night? And rather than gallivanting around, I decided to start a cleaning company because there was no cleaning companies. So we started the very first office cleaning company, and that kept me busy in the evenings. Nothing comes easy. You've got to work for everything. You know, we're often considered now, an overnight success. It just took us 40 years to get there.
Right. What was the next step?
The next step was we built the business up. The advertising, that radio brokerage business became an advertising agency, and eventually we sold it to Ogilvy and Mather.
You sold that business. You made some money. How old were you when you sold it?
30.
So you're 30. You'd made a few $1 million already. You hadn't gone to school.
But in between that, don't forget, I must tell you, I lost a few million.
How?
So I was. We had an accountant that took off with about $500,000 very early on in the things, and we were technically bankrupt. I wasn't very good at accounting, having not gone to university, so I had a very expensive crash course in accounting and how you should watch those checks that you keep signing, thinking everything's going well, and the money keeps rolling in, and then suddenly someone disappears with a lot of cash, and that was a rude awakening.
Wow. So what did you do after that?
Well, we managed to get some support from some of our advertisers, and they agreed to pay their bills in advance to tide us over.
Right.
And we slowly got out of the hole with that one. And the cleaning business was also still doing quite well, and we eventually sold that.
Did you know at that time to go back to your cleaning business and really scrutinize it to make sure everything was the way it was supposed to be?
Yes, I looked at things a lot more carefully, and over the years I've had a lot of very expensive educational learnings, as you get involved in legal claims and have accountants that take off with, we didn't have cash flow, we had cash flu. It flew out the door with the accountant. We had an overheated economy, and the currency overnight went from 25 baht to $1 to 50 baht to $1. And for a company like ours, we literally woke up. One day we were in good shape and one of the better companies in Thailand, and the next day we were technically bankrupt again because the currency had halved. All our money was owed in dollars. All of our income came in baht. All of our assets were in baht. And there was no way to pay back quickly. To wake up at 50 and realize you're worth, minus 25 million, and you wonder whether you'll ever make enough to ever recover that. And I remember sitting with my wife in the Four Seasons Hotel in Chiang Mai, which we own. And I was quite depressed. And she said to me, "Why are you so depressed?" And I said, "Well, don't you understand what's happened, And she said, "Yeah, but 25 years ago, we never used to spend our weekends at the Four Seasons Hotel." So I guess the message there was, as long as your lifestyle doesn't change, these are only just paper numbers.
Yeah, that's amazing. When you sold your businesses, you sold the cleaning business and you sold the advertising business, you then had some money. Mm-hmm. What did you do with it?
We entered into the food business, and we entered into the hotel business.
Why did you go into the food business?
When I would go to America for a vacation or for a visit with my parents, the one thing I enjoyed was fast food. I enjoyed a hamburger and a pizza and ice cream, and none of that existed in Thailand. So we brought Pizza Hut, which we made a big success for many, many years. We also brought a brand of ice cream which was very famous in America before, called Swenson's. And today we have the largest Swenson's operation in the world. We also launched Sizzler, which has been a very big success here. That also went into Chapter 11 a couple of times in the States. We did Burger King, and today we have about 1,200 restaurants around the world.
1,200?
1,200.
1,200 restaurants. Are you kidding me?
We have an awful lot of staff. We're very labor intensive, always have been.
How many employees do you have?
I think we probably have about 25,000.
25,000 employees.
If we can make payday at the end of the month, we can coast for another 30 days.
That's amazing. I can't believe we have 1,200 restaurants. That's amazing. Where are they located?
Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, through the Middle East.
So if you were going to do it all over again, what would you do?
Exactly the same thing I've done. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm not about to slow down now.
Listen, thanks so much for having us.
All right,
I really appreciate it. You've got a great empire, fantastic story.